So Olivia's doing a really good demo for us as to how we want to start, which is just comfortably. So if you want to lie down, you can lie down. If you'd rather stay sitting up, you can sit up, but make sure you're comfortable. So as you know, this is where you might want to use a bolster or a cushion to sit on top of. You could even have your back against the wall or a bed or something to give you a little bit more support than if you're just sitting up. So set yourself up as comfortably as you can be. And then if you like, you could close down the eyes. If your preference is to keep the eyes open for now, that's perfect. I would just suggest a soft, kind of gentle gaze and perhaps looking away from the screen for a moment. And we're just going to allow ourselves to land in this place, which is here. And we're going to land in this time, which is now. So we're already starting to bring a sense of simplicity to your experience. You are here now. Allow everything to drop down to that simple fact. Perhaps allowing the nervous system to become familiar with the fact that you are here by feeling the ground underneath you. You could just bring your attention to the ground and witness its sturdiness or maybe the softness of the bed or yoga mat. You could create a little bit of pressure on the ground with the hands, with the legs, or wiggle the butt. Just create a little bit of motion so you can really feel where you are in space. And then trust that you are in the right place right now. There's no need to set up any sort of expectation for the yoga practice. No need to put any pressure on yourself. There's nothing to achieve in yoga. We just experience ourselves just as we are, letting go of all of that pressure, all the shoulds, even all the wants. And we just connect with this precious moment that we've dedicated to ourselves. An act of self-care. And just witness what it feels like to be breathing right now. Tuning the attention inward to feel the breath moving in and out of the physical body. There's no need to try and change your breath in this instance. Just become familiar with it. If possible, allow the breath to move through the nostrils rather than the mouth. Noticing inhales. Noticing exhales. And throughout the practice, if you have moments where you might feel that bringing the attention inwards feels like a little bit much, might feel a little bit too uncomfortable for the moment, know that that's normal, that's okay, that happens to us all. And please honor that. Allow yourself to pendulate the attention. Just taking a break and essentially just moving the attention onto something on the outside of the body that feels really safe. Just maybe flicking the eyes open and looking at the plant in the corner. Or it might be even having an object nearby and bringing the attention to the sensation of it, like your water bottle. Otherwise, continue to bring the attention inwards, giving yourself the opportunity to get to know yourself in depth. So we'll do this next by moving into our first asana, our first posture. So I'll invite you to come to a child's pose. So for child's pose, you come onto the knees. Now you might want to keep the knees together, or you might want to split the knees apart. And we're going to forward fold. So we want to allow the forehead to rest on the earth. And now the hips might rise a little bit for some of us, that's fine. You can have the arms extended, or you can have the arms by your side. That's easier if you have the knees together. And we're just going to take a few breaths in our child's pose here. Now starting to shape the breath a little. So as you take an inhale, see if you can inhale for a count of 4 so that you meet the top of the inhale on 4. And as you exhale, match the timing so that you're exhaling for a count of 4. Inhaling fully for a count of 4. Exhaling completely for a count of 4. Allowing yourself to really soften in the posture. As we use this breath, it's got a little bit of shape to it, but it's still gentle. Prioritize that gentleness over getting the count exactly right. Just taking another 2 rounds here. And then we're going to flow with a little bit of movement. Of course, you could just stay here or in another posture and simply visualize yourself moving through this breath to movement practice. So on your next inhale, coming onto all 4s, bring the weight a little bit forward. And on your exhale, pushing the hips back, coming back to your child's pose. You might want to realign the knees a little bit if you were wide in particular. And we're just going to flow through that really simply. So inhaling for a count of 4 as you lift onto all 4s, body weight forward a little. Exhale, pushing back to child's pose. Breathing through the nose. Inhale, all 4s. Exhale, child's pose. Just one more like that. Inhale, coming up gently. Exhale, come back to child's pose for another 3 rounds of breath here. In for 4 and out for 4. Or maybe you want to drop that count for a moment and let yourself breathe naturally, especially if this feels like a new practice for you. Allowing your breath to soften. Maybe even the face can soften. And then an invitation to come back onto all 4s for our next movement, which is going to be concentrating a little bit more towards the thoracic spine and the heart space. So again, always your choice to engage in the movement fully, or you might do 1 round or 2, or you might just visualize. So if you're with me, you'll start on all 4s. And then the left hand is either going to come to the shoulder to help us rotate the torso open a little, or you could expand and even lift the arm up. And then we're going to thread the needle, bringing the left hand in between the arm and the leg as you turn to the side. And then we're going to open up again, maybe on an inhale. And then the exhale, we thread through. A little bit of strength in the arms to maintain the posture. Feel free to adjust. Maybe count of 4 as you reach up with the arm or hand on the shoulder. Exhale for 4 as you rotate through. Just 1 more again, lifting up, rotating. And then threading through. Drop the shoulder down to the ground and let the head rest on the ground as well. as you turn the head to the side. So the butt is still up in the air. The left shoulder's on the ground, head's on the ground, and you're looking over to the side. The right hand can stay next to the face, or you might want to clasp the hands together. Now really check in with your body and see how this position is feeling for you, and know that you can adjust. You could always come to a seat and simply rotate the torso to the right. Effectively the same thing is going on, it's just a little lighter. And then taking a few rounds of breath, again, maybe in for 4 and out for 4. Beautiful. And then come back the way you came. Or just rotate back to center, come back onto all fours, and then push back to child's pose, or any sort of resting position that feels good for you. If you were sitting up, it might just be about sitting in a relaxed posture. I'm taking a moment here to feel into how the body is feeling right now. And rather than looking for, do I feel good or bad? Can you pick up on the raw sensations experienced by the body? For instance, it might be feel a little warm, feel a little relaxed, feel the heart beating. And trust that whatever you find here is perfect. You don't need to hang on to it or wish it away. Just observe it being here and observe it change over time. And so gently, gently we'll move on to the other side. So if you know that you prefer doing the seated variation, then what you can do is come up to a seat, either sitting back on the knees or sitting on your bolster. And then as we do our arm reaches and rotation, you just do a gentle twist of the torso, come back, twist and come back, and then we'll stay. So if you wanted to come to the all fours variation, starting with hands underneath shoulders and knees underneath the hips. And let's see if we can bring in that breath to movement straight away. So we'll take an exhale to coordinate. On an inhale, left hand to the left shoulder, rotate, maybe lifting the arm up. And then exhale, thread it through, bring the shoulder towards the ground without touching. Inhale for 4, as you lift up, open up through the chest. And then exhale, threading through. Remembering to go to your range. So it might be a small movement, especially if you're hypermobile and today's a tender day. Or it might be a bigger move for you today. One more like that. And inhale to twist, open up for 4. Exhale, thread through, this time letting the shoulder drop down. Head drops down and you're looking over to the left. Making any adjustment with the hips that you might need to make. Maybe bringing the hands together. Maybe finding a way to soften. To make this posture that little bit sweeter. Or just be a little letting go of some holding or gripping that could be happening. Could be adding a gentle smile on the lips. Deep breath in for 4, out for 4 is the invitation. Just one more round. And then slowly coming back to neutral. You could come out the way you came, doing one more opening. And then we'll come to meet in a seat. Now, again, in your seat, you might want to use a bolster. And then lifting up the hips a bit higher can really help us set up for a bit more comfort and ease through the back. So that's definitely an option. So we'll have two different options here. So we can either go for a wide-legged fold. So you might want to let the legs come wide. We'll get a little bit more of an inner thigh stretch with this. Or you might just have the legs straight up at the front. Whatever you choose, just keep a little bend in the knee. And again, make sure you're looking after your body, right? So you're only going to go as deep as feels right in your body. We're going to go through a few rounds again of breath to movement, so you'll get to experience the depth as you go. So choosing your ideal posture to start off. Now what we'll do here, if the arms want to move a little bit, you can have the arms overhead. If you want to go for a more gentle practice, hands on hips is great here. So straight away, let's let go of all expectations as we move towards a new part of the practice. No expectations of yourself, of the results that will come from it. Yourself being the experience. So when you're ready, take an exhale. And on the inhale, just let the crown move up towards the sky, almost like you're lengthening the spine. And then take an exhale. Same thing on the inhale, lifting up the crown of the head, spine elongates. As you exhale, keeping the back pretty straight, we're gently going to lean forward just a little. And then the inhale will lift us back up. If you're going with the arms, the inhale will lift up. And the exhale, we fold forward. Keeping the chin tucked in. Inhale is for a lift up. Exhale, fold. Take your time. Inhale for a count of 4, lift up. Exhale, fold for 4. Inhale, lift up for 4. Exhale, come down for 4. This time dropping the hands down, keeping the fold. And now let your back round out. Allow yourself to really soften, go deeper, let the head go as well. Start allowing that relaxation into the posture. Maintaining either natural breath of the breath through the nostrils, or keep up that count of 4 in, 4 out. Softening in the posture. Maybe visualizing yourself as you lie down, forward folding, imagining where you would be looking down to. What color is the doona that you would be looking at if you were forward folding? Feel yourself being here, maybe noticing the body having more of a desire to fold deeper, or maybe wanting to lift out gently. And one's not right and the other wrong. Whatever your body is requesting, please just honor that, trusting that that's the right move for you. On your next inhale, you'll rise up slowly at your own pace. And if the legs were wide, you might want to gently Close the legs. And just take a moment in the seat to again just simply witness yourself sitting here, feeling what the contact of the earth to the body feels like right now. And then gently we'll come to our final posture. So most of us will be quite comfortable in coming into Sphinx pose, but I'll give you an alternative if need be. So for Sphinx, we lie on the belly, and we've got the feet about a little bit wider than shoulder width. And then the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, so not too far out, just underneath the shoulders. Palms face down. And then we really let the belly relax and soften to the earth as we open up through the collarbones. And you could either look straight ahead or down. If you want to do a lying down version, it's just a heart opening. So you could grab any sort of cushion or blanket and pop it underneath the upper back. Lie down, open up the arms in a giant T shape. And allow the chest to become a little bit higher than the hips. And then find that breath one last time. Inhaling for a count of 4. Equalizing the exhale. You can move out of the posture whenever you like, or if you're with me, just another 3 rounds of soft, compassionate breath. And then softly releasing, making your way onto your back for Shavasana. And in Shavasana, we're finding a really comfortable posture so that we can lie down in as much stillness as possible. So many of us will find that having some sort of a cushion underneath the knees will feel really supportive for the back. We might want to have the legs out straight and the feet a little bit apart. Let the feet flop out to wherever they want to be. Arms by your side, slightly away from the body, palms face up. And some of us might prefer having the soles of the feet on the ground and knees bent. This is constructive rest, also a great option. If you want to put a little pillow underneath the head, just do a little scan with your body and your environment and your prompts, or your props rather, to see how can I make this a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more pleasurable. So that you can wiggle around a little bit until you find something that feels fairly okay. And then see if we can start finding some sense of stillness of the body. Starting to let go of any residual holding or tension that's not needed while you lie down here. Let the earth really receive you. Allowing all the sensations throughout the body to exist just as they are. No need to judge whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, keeping it simple. Just allowing reality to be. Offering the same sort of peace to the mind. Allowing thoughts to show up and No need to push any of it away or hold on to anything. Allowing everything to be as it is. Offering yourself deep rest for the next few minutes. I'll be quiet during your Shavasana and I'll reawaken you with mantra soon. But for now, just be in it. Rest peacefully. Savitur varignam, Arco devas gediman, Dio iona prachodaya, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. If you'd like to rest a while longer, please just stay and then gently move out of the practice when you're ready. And if that time is now, I want to invite you to start with a little wiggle of the fingers, little wiggle of the toes, turning the head side to side, really, really softly, like you're moving through honey. And then extending that movement a little bit more so that you can bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug, holding here. And then turning on to your side in a little bowl and just pausing. And then slowly coming back up to a comfortable seat. Once again, maybe on top of a bolster cushion with your back against something. And then one final little moment to drop inwards, maybe closing down the eyes again and bringing the attention to the heart space. Throughout today's practice, through the breath and the motions, we've cultivated some sense of safety, security, and open-heartedness. As those two really come together, we know we need to feel safe and secure to be able to gently open up the heart. And you may or may not be feeling this right now, and that's perfect. The practice of yoga is one where the seeds we see take some time to really bloom. So can you just allow yourself to feel into the heart space for now? And notice how you feel. Maybe you want to bring the hands towards that space. Left hand on top, right hand on top of that. Maybe a prayer position. And to really inquire about the state of the heart. This is where it's a nice moment to just tune into gratitude. Can I find one thing that I feel a sense of gratitude for? And what does that feel like? Allowing that feeling to slowly grow. Take up more space in the heart, in the body, in the space around you. This is when we might tap into a sense of gratitude specifically for the yoga practice and all it has to offer us. Gratitude for each other, showing up in community here today. And gratitude for yourselves, for this beautiful act of self-love, these 30 minutes you've dedicated to really take care of yourself, better than anyone else can. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. It's been a pleasure as always.